So before the break, we learned more about sharks attacking people, but now we want to share with you the story of another attack. This one didn't involve a shark or a person, but two dogs.
Horrible, yes, but what happened after the attack? Heartwarming. That's because it brought a dog closer to her human than ever before. You see, after a horrible motorcycle accident, a man and his best friend now share a remarkable bond. Reporter Bobby Lewis has more.
For 6 years, Curby was king in this house.
He's a ham.
They steal your heart pretty quickly.
Mike and Lisa Carter have always loved shitzus like Curby, who can roll over. His little friend just rolls.
She's motivated.
Mia didn't always roll. The Carters adopted the stray a few months ago, but shortly after they brought her home, a neighbor's dog attacked.
I had to pry her from the dog's mouth. So it was devastating. No, it's
okay. Still feels pain. Sorry.
She needed an MRI and injections to help with swelling, and the Carters were told she may not make it. Then the cart changed everything.
It's funnier for us than it is for her. She doesn't even think anything of it.
The real irony is now a man and his pet have more in common than ever before.
I don't want her to have to live with a contraption like I have to live with a contraption for the rest of her life.
She is an amazing baby, that's for sure.
Here we go, look at you.
Lisa posted videos on Facebook of her little dog getting bigger and stronger since the attack, and each one has dozens of likes and positive comments. They know that the wheelchair is helping her learn to walk again. But Mike and Lisa hope that Mia won't need that chair much longer.
You know, when I'm having a bad day with my leg, I look at her and it's like, hey, you know, she can do that, I can do this.
Lisa says she tells Curby, the Shih Tzu that isn't injured, that she and him can't hurt because they're the only ones with 4 functioning limbs.
Oh my goodness.
They often say pets and their owners tend to look alike.
Yeah.
In this case, I agree.
It is the case, isn't it? Well, even though it's a great outcome, it still hurts your heart a little to see that cutie scooting around on wheels. You just never want your furry babies to hurt, and that's why you really want to listen to this next story. We always hear how the heat is so bad for our pets. Don't leave them in a hot car. Make sure they have plenty of water. But did you ever think that something as simple as taking them for a jog could hurt them?
6-month-old pit bull Bishop is acting like the adolescent that he is today. But a few days ago, jogging with his human, Winton Yates, Winton saw something happen that he's never seen before as a dog owner.
And I saw the pads on his paws were completely hanging off. They were just hanging by a little bit of skin.
Winton and Bishop were jogging on this asphalt around 10 a.m. when Winton noticed bloody paw prints.
That whole pad was off. It was completely off, and it was just bare.
He brought Bishop right away to his veterinarian.
The complete callus and the dermis had peeled back, and you could see the subdermis underneath, and some of them were bleeding a little bit.
Those calluses and top skin have fallen off, and his pads are healing well with the help of a bioderm treatment. Dr. Hess says she's seen these wounds before.
Every summer, we see several animals that come in with injuries to their paw pads.
Since a dog's most prized possession is interacting with and pleasing their 2-legged family members, it's up to dog lovers to protect them from the heat.
She told me to keep him from rough places for now. He's been kind of crazy right now because he can't go outside and run.
Now, it's important for you to know that dogs get rid of their rising body heat in part when the blood circulates through their pads. But if their pads are standing or running on very hot asphalt, well, they can't cool themselves down. So are you wondering just how hot that asphalt can get? Well, a sidewalk test with a children's stick-on thermometer showed it quickly heated up to the highest reading of 105 degrees. Now, you also need to keep in mind dogs can overheat much more quickly than people do. So it helps to hose down your dogs with cool water, not cold water.
Right.
Hose them down with cool water if they get too hot. And yeah, they need frequent drinks of water as well.
And you need to watch out for the sand on the beach too, because I took Jagger on the beach once and didn't realize how hot the sand was, and he kept lying down. I gave him lots of water after I realized what was going on, and they're not the only ones who need to drink up. We hear all the time, stay hydrated, especially when it comes to our kids. You don't want to take any chances. But how much water is enough, and how can you know for sure if they're properly hydrated? Well, today we get some answers.
On the playground on this triple-digit Friday, water is a hot commodity.
We always bring a couple big bottles of water with us.
I try to keep Mateo as hydrated as I can, and then, in the shade.
But a new Harvard study found more than half of American children and teens are not properly hydrated. It's a problem because dehydration can lead to things like headaches, moodiness, and a drop in cognitive function.
Well, if he has played hard all day and he hasn't drank a lot of water, he will be extra sensitive and, acting out more.
The research doesn't surprise pediatrician Eric Fernandez y Garcia.
What previous studies have done is ask how much they're drinking. People tend to overreport how much they're drinking.
This study more accurately measured hydration in the kids' urine. So, how much water do kids need? Dr. Fernandez y Garcia says grade schoolers should drink about 1 liter of water a day, which fills the typical Nalgene bottle. Middle schoolers should drink 2 liters, and high schoolers should drink 3. He says the intake should definitely go up on hot days like this, and every child is different. So the best gauge is to check their urine.
If a child is urinating, they should be doing so frequently, and it should be clear to light yellow.
And Dr. Fernandez y Garcia says don't let a cooling swim fool you. Your kids still need to drink up.
And water, when you're in water, can actually be drying. So, in that case, you have to replenish your body just like you would while you're doing any other activity.
Now, the amount a child should drink also varies between genders. For young kids, both boys and girls, it is the same between the ages of 4 and 8. They should have about 1 liter each day. Girls ages 9 to 13 should drink between 1.3 and 1.5 liters each day, while boys ages 9 to 13 need a little bit more at a recommended amount of 1.5 to 1.7 liters every day.
Wow. Just give them lots of water.
Give them lots of water, but not too much.
Not too much. We've covered our kids' hydration. It's time to make sure that our lawn